Hey everyone, it's Paul with your Tuesday Bold Profits Daily. Hope all of you had a great weekend off. Bitcoin just hit 50,000. The stock market, at least in terms of America 2.0 stocks, fourth industrial revolution stocks, which are what we focus on exclusively here on this channel and at my publisher, Bold Profits, all of our services. We've got a number of different newsletter services. And they focus exclusively on stocks, investments, crypto that belong to the new world. And if you've been following just this channel, you know that I have put out two mini portfolios this year. We started this last year where I put out these portfolios called Sticks, and I put out this portfolio called Stuff. And go back and check in the channel. You'll see these portfolios did way better than the stock market. In the case of Stuff, we had Tesla in there, which was the T in Stuff. And just to walk this backwards, so these are little acronym portfolios. Stuff was Spotify, Tesla, Uber, and Facebook. And we had it for about a little under a year. And Sticks was 5 ETFs. And I won't go into all 5 of those. Nonetheless, the idea was to try and introduce these ideas of America 2.0, the fourth industrial revolution, the new world. So this year we have 2 of them as well. We have one called Buzz, B-U-Z-Z. And I'm going to go and just cover and tell you what's going on with Buzz. And we have one called HAPI, H-A-P-I, with the smiley emoji because, hey, emojis are cool and fun and we want to have more of those. So before I go into just giving you an update on Buzz and HAPI, what is this America 2.0? What is this fourth industrial revolution? What is this new world that I keep referring to? Because many times I see in the YouTube comments people asking, what is America 2.0? What is the fourth industrial revolution? Sometimes even it's referred to as industry 4.0. You'll find a lot of different terms. And if you read or listen to folks like Kathy Wood, you'll see her and her team talk about this new world. And the idea here is this, is that over some period of time, we have gotten to where we are as a result of various technologies, which then generated products, services, habits, ways of doing things, conventions, traditions that are largely related to 3 different ways of human development. The very earliest way, if you want to think about it, was the agricultural economy. And that was something about simply producing enough food so we could survive. And then you had the Industrial Revolution. That became a second layer on top of the agricultural economy. And that generated its own extraordinary, astonishing wealth, which if you go back and Google for it, if you read about the robber barons and folks like Rockefeller and Carnegie, this is steel and the train industry and all these things. And then you had a third and a fourth revolution, which are sort of related, which is you had communications really go through a revolution. And we're talking about the emergence of telegraph and telephone and television, which then led to the internet. And then that created the digital revolution. And now on top of that, we've got the crypto revolution. So you've got all of these things that are going on now at this time simultaneously. If you go look back in the past, there was never a period of time where you've got 5 different technologies, platforms, ways of doing things that are incredibly productive, amazingly productive, phenomenally productive, capable of generating, obviously, things for human needs and also generating wealth. And they all have stacked up on each other. Without the digital economy, and by digital economy, I mean computers, I mean chips, you could never have the crypto economy. And without the communication revolution, you could have never really had what we have today in the digital economy. In other words, without telegraph, telephone, there would have been no internet. And without the internet, the magic application for the digital economy could never really exist, which is connecting all these things together using computers and networking. And in truth, without the old industrial economy, you could have never had the communication economy or the digital economy or the crypto economy. So when you take all these 5 things together, all of these developments over hundreds of years, you arrive at a new point where now there are completely new solutions that are capable, available, and in truth, they've been worked on for the last 10 or 15 years as lots of folks have taken risks trying to integrate all the learnings, all the understandings, all of the knowledge, all the expertise from all these different things and put them together. And today we are at this explosion point, this complete explosion point where all of these things are coming together all at once. This is what some people refer to as a Lollapalooza effect, a Lollapalooza effect. In other words, you have so many different things, each affecting each other. Each gives more momentum to the other, which gives then momentum to the other thing. And you have it all coming at once. And in my opinion, in my judgment, I believe that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Where you are going to see the ability to invest in things that are going to become the standards of the new world. And those are going to be defined by taking things from all the 5 different platforms and putting it together. And that is the essence of America 2.0. That is the essence of the 4th Industrial Revolution. It's using the crypto platform that is still really emerging out. Bitcoin is a great example of it. The digital platform that has been put in place over the last 30 or 40 years, the industrial economy, which has been there for a while, the communication revolution, which all of us experience every day using our phones, which is the combination actually of the digital and communication revolution, and is manufactured. This phone that has revolutionized our world is manufactured using industrial processes. And of course, underneath that, without the agricultural economy, without food, no human being could survive. So you can see that today's world is at this very unique, unusual, and phenomenal point where if you are in the right things, then you have an extraordinary opportunity to make an astonishing, phenomenal amount of money. Because one thing I can tell you from having been in the markets for as long as I have, just a couple of decades, which is that markets value growth, and markets really, really, really value growth. And the biggest growth right now are in innovation companies where their technology, their product, their service is now so far superior to what we were using even 10 years ago that I believe that there is a massive shift going on where customers, sales, revenue, profits are going to pour out from the old existing world, old existing companies, old existing products and services to these new ones. And if you own the old, I like to say that this is a moment of actually incredible peril for those old technologies, because all those people that use them are slowly and surely transitioning and moving over to the new. And on this channel, we focus exclusively on these new companies, on these America 2.0 companies. That's our own unique term that we came up with, invented, came about, and we used. And it's also, if you go look on the wider internet, you'll see it referred to as the 4th Industrial Revolution. So that's a little bit about what this America 2.0 thing that I keep talking about, this 4th Industrial Revolution thing is. And what this new world that we keep referring to is. So I laid out a sort of very big picture. So how can you be invested? How can you get invested in this new world, in this America 2.0, in this 4th Industrial Revolution? Well, I've put out these 2 mini portfolios, and let's start with BUZZ. So BUZZ is an acronym, B-U-Z-Z, and BUZZ includes the first letter B stands for Bitcoin. The U stands for Uber, the first Z stands for Zoom, and the second Z stands for Zillow. So we began this portfolio on January 12th, and you can track back to January 12th on this channel and you see. And what we put up and told you is that the general way that we tell our folks to go about investing is to equal weight. And what does that mean? It means you put the same dollar amount into each stock. And the reason to do that is that you never quite know which stock is going to move the fastest, and you never quite know which stock is going to move the most. And in truth, also, you never know which stock might be a loser. So that's one critical reason why we tell our readers that equal weighting is a good way to sort of allocate within your portfolio. And in truth, sometimes there's also going to be losers, and where owning one big winner can more than offset the loser. No portfolio only has winners. Every single portfolio, I can guarantee you, has losers. So this is why you want to have a bunch of stocks in our portfolio. And these mini portfolios have 4. So Bitcoin, Uber, Zoom, Zillow, and you'll see that Bitcoin, since we put up Buzz, is up 44% already. Uber is up 4% already. Zoom is up 21%, and Zillow is up 33%. And so what does that mean in total? It means that if you had put an even amount of, let's say, $1,000, but it could have been $50, it could have been $100, could have been $200, you're up an amazing 26%, which is on the green line. That's the portfolio return. We put $4,000 in, $1,000 into each of these stocks, and that's now worth $5,023, up 26%. And that compares to 4% for the S&P 500, which is the portfolio that most people compare everything to. So that's mini portfolio number 1, update number 1. In other words, Buzz is doing incredibly well thanks to all of the stocks rising a great deal. Bitcoin is up 44%. Uber is up 4%. However, I believe that the best is ahead for Uber. This is going to be one of the transportation hubs where all kinds of transportation is coordinated. They have the platform, they have the digital platform. They've recently restructured the company to sell off the things that are unnecessary for what they do, which is to integrate and to coordinate transportation. So I believe Uber is going to do well. Bitcoin, you can actually follow what I have been saying on Bitcoin on this channel. I'm on the Incast with my amazing colleague Ian Dyer, talking about Bitcoin all the time. So you can track what we've said about that, about Bitcoin there. And Zoom is a company that makes the platform that I use to record my videos. People use it for schools, for healthcare. It's a company whose use just continues to skyrocket around the world. And I believe that that's going to continue. And the last one is Zillow. Zillow is a digital real estate company. They put up listings, pictures of houses, and this is one of the primary places that people go to search out houses, to check out houses, certainly in the United States, and increasingly it will be global, and where a lot of people now buy their houses just by going through Zillow. So those are the 4 opportunities in Buzz, and they get to many different parts of the 4th Industrial Revolution in America 2.0. Bitcoin obviously is the premier digital currency, digital gold, as I like to call it. Uber represents the future of the coordination of what we believe is going to be increasingly roboticized and automated autonomous transportation. Zoom is the emergence of everything from being able to work anywhere, telepresence, and I believe in time it'll expand itself into holograms and many other new developments that will make it even more useful to more people. And finally, Zillow, there's a housing boom that's on, and this is a massive industry in most countries because it meets a basic human need, shelter. So those are the 4 in Buzz, and I'm quickly going to now also go into HAPI, and you can see that HAPI is also up, not quite as much as Buzz, and HAPI tries to do the same thing as Buzz does, which is that we're trying to get you to see what is the essence of America 2.0? What is the essence of the 4th Industrial Revolution? What is the essence of this new world that is emerging, and where are the investment opportunities? And one of the critical elements of today is that is related to the emergence of these technologies is the coming of age of the millennial generation. This is the largest generation that's living. There are lots of different estimates out there. It's as much as 93 million strong. In other words, nearly 1 out of every 3 people in the United States is somebody of the millennial generation. So in other words, their choices and preferences are going to matter. And in HAPI, we've taken that into account in the very first ETF that we put into HAPI. So HAPI has 4 ETFs, and it's a gaming ETF because the millennial generation has grown up with video games. And this, I believe, is going to continue to be a huge growth part of our economy. Many people may not know this, so our video games are bigger than Hollywood. They're bigger really than any other entertainment industry out there. And the first ETF, HERO is the ticker symbol for the ETF, gets you into that. Then we've got 3 other ETFs that really get to the more sort of industrial parts of America 2.0 and the 4th industrial revolution, which is the FinTech ETF from our friends at ARK Invest. You've got a revolution that's going on between cryptocurrencies, financial apps like PayPal and Venmo and Chime, and there's more and more coming that is going to completely dominate finance and really completely set aside the old world of banks and insurance companies and what today is they're very clunky ways of doing business. So that gets you into that. And the next one is an ETF that gets you into what I believe is one of the central technologies for America 2.0 and the 4th industrial revolution, which is 3D printing. We believe that 3D printing is going to be at the heart of lots of new industries like space and others, many others that are still being formed today. And I believe you want to have 3D printing exposure in your portfolio. So the third ETF, which is PRNT, gets you into that. This is also from our friends at ARK Invest. And I can tell you that across all of our portfolios, all of our services at Bull Profits, we've got 3D printing. In other words, we're all in on this 3D printing revolution, which we believe is going to completely revolutionize the world of making. And the last one really goes to what I was telling you about when I started reviewing and updating you on HAPI, which is it's a housing ETF. And that's because there is a housing boom driven by the millennial generation. We have not been making enough houses essentially since 2008 as a result of the financial crisis. So we are years and years and years behind. We simply lack enough houses, and oftentimes, and often we lack them in where people want to buy them. So the housing boom, I believe, is going to continue. And if you want to benefit from the coming of age of the biggest generation in America today, ITB, which is a housing ETF, that's one way that you can get exposure to this massive, enormous, amazing opportunity. So I know I've gone very quickly through the updates and reviews for both of these mini portfolios. However, I hope you understand what the essence of the opportunity that's in front of you, and also what we talk about on this channel, which is America 2.0, 4th Industrial Revolution, the New World. And you have 2 amazing portfolios, and I really do recommend you invest using a portfolio rather than making all-in bets on one single stock, because obviously if that stock does not work out, then you're gonna end up losing money. Anyway, I've gone on for long. If you like the content on this channel, please subscribe because it helps us out. Give us a thumbs up if you like the information in this video, and comment below on anything that you learned, anything that you would like us to answer in future videos, and I'll have another video for you next week. Until then, this is Paul saying bye.